Hey there, this is Rick Yoder again with another video for SSL. As you can see here, I have my login form set up on the website here, and I got some navigational stuff going on. You can go to a few different pages here. Anyways, I made it so that I would have to put in my specific email and the password ABC123 so I can log in basically. If I try to do any other email, gives me an error saying incorrect username and password. And as for the contact form, well, if I don't fill it out, it starts giving me errors. So and there we go. So once I fill out all the fields basically, except for this one isn't required. It gets rid of all of the errors and then says thank you for reaching out to us basically. And on the right here I have the welcome.php controller, which I should really rename to like Bootstrap or something like that. It's just awkward to say welcome/contact, but anyways, I moved everything from the construct function to the index function, and then from there I made all of the other functions that display all the other pages. The welcome function here is just a copy of the index, so if someone actually were to go to welcome/welcome, huh, need to fix that, but it has something to do with that extra backslash. That's strange. Anyways, that is the expected result. That's what you want to get when you go to /welcome, because you have this function here and it points to this index function. So you would get the welcome page. And then we have contact, so when I click on this, you go to the contact page, so we can fill out that contact form. Then I have the contact form submit, which is basically just an AJAX function where essentially as long as I get something, as long as this array prints out, you will get that message saying thanks for submitting feedback or whatever. And then we have the login page, the PHP I have right here for that. Basically, you get the view for the header, get the view for the login, and then we have the login form submit right here. And this is where I compare the email that was submitted versus the email that I want, and then the password I submitted versus the password I want. And if I enter in the correct info, it says welcome back. Otherwise, it says incorrect username and password. So now if we go back to these pages here, contact.php and login.php, they're pretty much the same file for the most part. I just copied most of the data from these files. However, what the differences between them is obviously they have two different forms. Right here I have all the JavaScript, and this right here is just basically just checking, is there an email? Have they selected whether or not they have an account? Have they put any comments in? Otherwise, submit the AJAX request, and then you can see here that's the callback URL. And this is on contact.php, by the way, and that's the form inside the main container with the Jumbotron. Then we have login.php, which is very, very similar because it has a lot of the same structure, like the same skeleton structure with the navigation and whatnot. You got the Jumbotron, but then the form is different. Only 2 fields versus a few with the other one. And I have no need for a document ready function, but I do have a shorter function for this, instead of checking to see whether or not those fields were filled out using JavaScript, I just use the HTML5 compliant the required attribute. So I can basically just not fill out this form, and the browser will just tell me to fill out the field and to follow the email instructions. And if I don't fill out the password, it will give me an error again. If I fill out any old password, it'll work. So instead of using JavaScript for that, I just used HTML5 for that, in the for the sake of time, basically. And right here I have the AJAX function for that form submission. There is the callback URL, so that is the login form submit from the controller file. And when we get data back from the server, we just display the modal that we have at the top of this page. And we just set the HTML of the body of that modal to what is being output from that request, essentially. And then we show the modal, and then we reset the form. So this will basically bring up that modal regardless whether or not we put in the right email and password or not, basically. And then we just reset the form to make it blank so that the user can try again. Besides that, not many other updates. Just added those pages. That's just a welcome page. But yeah, lots of good stuff, lots of adding to this welcome.php controller. And then lots of JavaScript functionality between the login.php view and the contact.php view. Thanks so much for watching.